To be objective. Being objective. Keep in mind, to look at information in an objective way, this leads to a couple of key questions. What does it take for a person to be objective? What do you need to consider when looking at science and theology? Well, information sources are key, so let's take a look. When you have data or evidence, that's information. It can be an indicator, it can be used for interpretation, and if used properly, can lead to an objective understanding. But what is counterpoint to this? Well, misinformation could lead to a bias or opinions or misinterpretations, and that leads to a subjective viewpoint. And sometimes misinformation or bias or opinions are used in rationalizations, trying to make examples of answers to questions that aren't really reliable. So data includes pieces of information. A database is a place which holds information together. Data pulled together provides you with evidence, and that leaves the possibility of having an objective perspective, and that builds clearer understandings. You notice in the diagram above, on the upper right, that there are boxes. These could be databases for science, theology, maybe data and information from history, or even archaeology and paleontology. But notice how there is an asterisk next to the word science and theology, because scientists and theologians are many different people in each of those spheres of thought. Some of them are very reasonable, very objective, and others not so. So you have to do some examination when you're looking at data or information that's presented to you. To discern truth, we might ask, what information and experience is there for humanity regarding science, truth, and objective understandings related to our life? The narrow path to best science and objective understanding uses reliable research. Reasonable studies that produce data and information that is solid, good evidence. Yes, there are scientific studies with varied perspectives. That's the wide way. Many people might follow that way. Conclusions. This way leads to being misled about science, and that may well have a negative impact on theology and faith. This presentation includes theological perspectives, scientific perspectives, and in some places combined perspectives. In overall, the interface where science and theology meet is the intended purpose. For a scriptural, thus theological perspective, humanity has information and experiences in life. This leads to one of two ways. So let's read the narrow gate. Scripture notes, enter through the narrow gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way, that leads to destruction, and there are many who go in by it. Because narrow is the gate, and difficult is the way, which leads to life, and there are few who find it. Narrow way being a better understanding, the wide way leading to misunderstanding. One to a relationship, and one to an absence of the relationship with Adonai.